To the right, I'm not sure if that's the homo shit right there.
See, these rappers have said, like, if you ever out me, you're gonna get murdered the next day, and I'm like, that's hot. Like, I love that.
And then there's to the left, I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice shit going on right there.
What's good? It's your boy Black Mirrors coming at you with another installment of Occult Signs and Symbols. Today we're going to be breaking down Jake Paul. Make sure that y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe, man, because I am heavily shadow banned over here on this platform, you know what I mean? So it is very, very important that y'all watch the video in its entirety without skipping. And it's very important that y'all smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Please, let's work on leaving comments in the comment section, man. That's the only thing that I ask. I think that's the only thing that this platform does lack is comments in the comment section, man. So please help me out with doing that. Now, enough of me rambling. We're going to be breaking down Jake Paul and why I believe he's a part of the secret club. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of evidence. So let's go ahead and do a deep dive on this young man because we've seen what happened to him in that Anthony Joshua fight. So I'm going to have a little bit of Gematria in this video as well pertaining to that. So without any further ado, man, we're going to be getting straight into it. So I know y'all see the thumbnail, right? He is doing the vow of silence, man. And we know what this vow of silence means, you know, before the newcomer. I have a little bit of a Freemasonic esoteric take on that. So please stick with me. All right. Now, this is the first slide of this video. All right. We are looking at something that is on his page. All right, he's doing like this promotion of whatever it was, and I seen this off the back, and it's just showing one eye. Now I will be saying this, I will be doing a video on his brother Logan Paul because he's definitely showing his allegiance. All right, now what this one eye symbolizes is the all-seeing eye, or the eye of providence, a powerful symbol often within a triangle representing God's omnipresence and observation. Freemasonry, Christianity, but twisted in modern occult conspiracy circles to mean surveillance by shadowy elites. See, they love to say that conspiracy because it just pretty much just dilutes everything whenever you break down or talk about something that's very obvious, okay, as far as it being satanic or a part of the Illuminati. Eye of Horus, or Weedjot, ancient Egyptian symbol of protection, royal power, and good health, representing the restored eye of the god Horus, used to ward off evil and promote healing, spiritual insight, and awakening. A single eye can signify focus, pure spiritual vision, free from worldly distractions, drawing from biblical texts about having a single eye for God. Hidden knowledge and third eye relates to inner vision, intuition, and seeing beyond the physical, a common theme in esoteric tradition. Evil eye, negative connotation, can also refer to the malicious gaze, the evil eye itself, and concept found in many cultures, through often contrasted with protective eye amulets. You see what I'm saying? Now, they're going to give y'all this watered down as reason why or what this means, okay, meaning of the one eye. They're going to give you this watered down connotation of this. Now, to be all out honest with you, it's the symbol to show that you sold out for temporary material gain. All right. And I have collages full of these artists, rappers, people in the industry or entertainment business, sports, whatever, movies, acting, whatever you want to call it, all doing this eye symbol. Is anybody in your family doing this eye symbol? Does anybody you know in your immediate circle or immediate family doing this eye symbol right here? I said circle, eye symbol right here. No. Does anybody you know just run around with spiders on their face? No. 9 times out of 10, people going to be freaking running away from a big ass spider like that. But let's go ahead and break it down, right? Negative and shadow meanings. Entanglement. The web could represent being trapped by emotions, desires, fear, or mental constructs. Ego. All right. Manipulation and deception. Their sneaky nature and trapping webs can symbolize manipulation or feeling controlled by others. Doesn't that symbolize exactly what these magicians do and these witches and warlocks do. They got the masses under hypnosis, under these spells, controlled, doing everything they say, moving how they move, and trying to live out these raps or these lifestyles on the internet that they see that are funded and are not, really true 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, to be real, these folks really don't be happy, because it's like when you look at the pictures, they're not really happy. When you look at any type of picture that these folks have, they're really not truly honestly smiling. These folks are sick, depressed. They don't have any meaning in their life because they have everything that they want. So once you obtain all the power and the material things that the devil can bring you, it's just like, man, like, what else is there? And they feel empty inside because they're trying to fill a void that they never will. All right. That's why suicide is very high in the entertainment industry. Now, in witchcraft and shamanism, spiders are invoked for spells related to fate, binding, protection, and transformation using their venom, binding, or web. Key takeaway: the spider's meaning shifts from powerful creator and fate weaver to a symbol of being trapped, depending on whether you see yourself as the weaver or the web's victim, and finding reflection on your own control and creativity. Also, they teach spiritual lessons about letting go of control and trusting the flow of life. Now, I highly doubt that your everyday person even knows anything about this, because if you want like the secrets to be hidden, just put it in a book. Ain't nobody really reading books nowadays like that. They too busy trying to pay their bills and take care of their family, especially in the holiday season. I'm out here putting in that work, you know what I'm saying? I'm balancing it out. Now, another thing is this, that red room that y'all just seen, right? I talk about it all the time. Now let's go ahead and break it down. Now, it could represent passion and desire. Red is inherently linked to strong emotions, love, lust, and intense feeling, anger, and danger. It could also represent rage, violence, warnings, or a place of primal fear, as in H.G. Wells' tale of a haunted room. I wonder why it's haunted, because them niggas be doing spells in there, be casting blood all over the wall, spirit cooking, conjuring up demons to inhabit their vessels. So I wonder why it'd be a haunted room, right? Transformation, inner self. The red room can be a physiological space where characters confront their true selves or darker desires, a sanctuary or a prison. Now, with that being said, right, if they are conjuring up devils and demons and things of that nature, that's where that dark desire will be at, because everything is coming from a lower self. You know what I'm saying? Your sexual desires, money, sex, cars, clothes, the fame. You see what I'm saying? All of that is off your lower self. Now you gotta understand something about these folks. Yeah, that's what they do, but at the same time, they operate off of a higher frequency too. It's about balance. It's about that yin and the yang. It's about the light and the dark, the good and the bad. All right, which is what that chessboard pattern, mosaic floor symbolizes. You see what I mean? But at the same time, they don't just operate off of one or the other. Now, some do, some don't. Now, initiation and ritual. In some esoteric traditions, a red room could be a symbolic space for intense spiritual or magical work, through in less common than its literary use. Now, with that being said, right, initiation and ritual is what I always talk about, is because when they go into them rooms, that's what they doing. You can get initiated in a red room. You see what I'm saying? You could do an initiation / ritual in that red room and give offerings and sacrifices that include human excrement on a doll that is possessed, and then write demonic things on the walls, and then conjure up these things to then inhabit you. That's what they do. You see what I'm saying? Now you see him right here with the skull and crossbones on the black and white. Skull and crossbones represent death and rebirth. The skull and crossbones is out of Yale University, where we got presidents and things of that nature coming out of, representing that same secret society. And then you also seen him wearing the black and the white. That's duality, what I just got done talking about, right? Now, Memento Mori, remember death. The most fundamental meaning is a reminder of humanity, mortality. You urging a focus on a meaningful life. Initiation and rebirth in Mosaic lodges, in Masonic lodges, chambers of reflection. It symbolizes the death of ignorance and the potential for spiritual rebirth, a core part of their ritual. Spiritual power. Some traditions see it as a tool for accessing spiritual power or a symbol of power, hidden knowledge. That's what these folks is all about, man. That hidden knowledge, man. They sell their soul for the exact same knowledge that I'm showing you that you could go look up yourself, and you don't even got to watch me and sit here and listen to what I got to say about it, because it's out there for everybody to look up and find. You see what I'm saying? So it's like right there for everybody to see. But like I said, they so caught up in the rat race of life, or trying to keep up with the Joneses, with the latest technology and fashion and cars and clothes and all that, knowing they will never get to that unless you know, just come out with, I don't know, man. If you just find your thing, you know what I'm saying, and be creative, yeah, you could. But like I said, man, a lot of people ain't finna do that. Now, ancient roots used on tombstones in the Middle Ages, it marked graves and prompted reflection on the afterlife. And it's also a Christian symbolism. In Orthodox Christianity, it's placed at the front door of the crucifix to symbolize Christ's blood washing away the sins of Adam, representing redemption. Okay. Now, like I said, these folks dibble and dabble in the light and the dark. You see what I'm saying? Some more so take the evil side, some more so take the lighter side. All right. Now, you see right here, he's doing the Masonic point. We're going to get another deeper aspect of this Masonic point. All right. Now, you see these Freemasons right here doing the same Masonic point, letting y'all know, man, that this is not just a fluke. It's not just me conjuring up information that I pulled out of my behind. No, this is real. This stuff is happening on a daily basis. There are probably initiation rituals happening right now at your lodge, where in your city or your town that you live in. You see what I'm saying? Just look up Masonic lodges where you from, and I guarantee you that you will find some. All right. Now, that Masonic point is just like a Enter the Apprentice type of point. All right. Now, you see him throwing up the 666. He is not a blood. He is not a crip. He doesn't have any type of, hood, influence or ties to the streets at all. Okay, let's just keep it a buck. He's showing his affiliation just like they all do. All right, they're puppets. Now you see him right here doing the penalty sign. All right, this is when you talk too much. This is when you have broken the code of the vow of silence. Okay, the Masonic penalty sign. This is when you have broken the code or broken the vow of silence. Now, the vow of silence is usually just for listening and taking in what you are learning and not really speaking too much. All right, Shaolin monks, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, they do the same thing when they first get initiated. They really don't be talking too much. They really just be reflecting and taking in everything that is being shown and taught to them. All right, you can see him right here doing the Freemasonic vow of silence. So it's kind of like, well, Black, why is he doing the vow of silence and the penalty sign? It's because you spoke out or did too much or showed too much. All right. Now, the Masonic silence in Masonic practice is not limited solely to the lack of words. It is a state of mind that encourages careful observation, attentive listening, and deep understanding. By immersing himself in silence, the Mason apprentice finds the space to explore his interior, examine his thoughts and emotions, and thus achieve greater mental clarity. This discipline of silence also cultivates patience and self-control. By mastering the ability to maintain silence, the apprentice Mason exercises powerful control over his words and actions, allowing him to be more aware of his surroundings and himself. The benefits of silence are not limited to the scope of Freemasonry. They transcend into everyday life. In a world full of noise and constant distractions, silence offers a huge refuge for calm and focus. It provides the opportunity to connect with oneself, find inner peace, and develop greater empathy towards others. In short, the silence of the apprentice Mason is much more than the absence of words. It is a tool for personal growth, self-reflection, and connection with the world around us. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not be fooled into thinking that these people that we see on the TV each and every day, right? Or on our phones or laptops or whatever, iPads, are complete idiots because they're not. Now, some people might say, no, they are idiots or whatever may have you because they chose to sell their soul for this lifestyle or whatever, whatever. Well, I mean, yeah, you can say that, but at the same time, right? You got to understand something. You got to understand that they probably had you under a spell for a moment, right? So they couldn't be that stupid. You know what I'm saying? They probably had you following them on Instagram or on YouTube or bobbing your head to their music or acting a certain way when you heard their song or shaking your ass when they song come on, ladies. You feel me? So it's like they can't be that dumb. Yeah, I mean, they can't be that dumb. You feel me? Now, with that being said, let's move on to the horned hand or the devil hand sign. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is one that I try to put in every single video. You know, this is like a lot of people might say that it's you know, from rock and roll or whatever, but no, because Anton LaVey showed this on live television and pretty much said what it meant, which is like you could put a hex on somebody or a spell if you point the horned hands at somebody and say the spell or whatever, or the enchantment. Okay, and he did it on live television. Now, horned hands, sometimes called mano cornuto, is this gesture and its variants is the satanic salute of recognition between members of Satanism, Freemasons, and the Illuminati. This hand gesture was made famous by Helen Keller and pawned off as the sign for I love you, right? It is anything but. Helen Keller was a follower of well-known Satanist and Freemason Helen Blavatsky and made famous the now widely utilized hand sign language used worldwide. All right, exposing satanic world government. All right, now, like I said, bro, if you got the influence and if you've got a lot of people following you like a cult, no matter if you like whatever it is that you do in the entertainment business and you do something like this, what you think your following is going to do? They going to start throwing it up. If you dress a certain way, they going to start dressing like that, right? Now we got the ding, 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 of course, right? We got the checkered mosaic pattern on his floor in his garage, all right? Now he could have picked any type of design. He could have got an epoxy design. He could have got, you know, whatever, but he chose to go with the black and white because he is a member of the Brotherhood, all right, of Freemasonry. He's a brotherhood. He is connected. Just like Whack 100 said when people seen that he had some type of badge in his wallet, and he was like, well, you know, you could be in this game and you could be connected or you can't be connected. You know what I'm saying? And I'm connected. So he pretty much told you he's a brother, all right, in the Brotherhood. Now, duality, the juxtaposition of opposing colors on the mosaic pavement is a visually representation of important principles of Hermeticism, duality. The pavement, alternately black and white, symbolizes, whether so intended or not, the good and evil principles of the Egyptian and Persian creed. It is the warfare of Michael and Satan and of the gods and titans, the Balder and Lok, between light and shadow, which is darkness, day and night, freedom and despotism, religious liberty, and the arbitrary dogmas of a church that thinks for its votaries, and whose pontiff claims to be infallible, and the decretals of its councils and constitutes a gospel. Woo! I was kind of struggling and fumbling and bubbling on that one, man. Hey, forgive me. I'm recording this at like damn near 2 a.m. Yeah, I mean, I just got the spark of light to go ahead and make this video, so I'm doing it now. With that being said, right, that's to show y'all pretty much the meaning of duality to these Freemasons. All right, this is literally the Freemasonic meaning of duality of that mosaic floor. Okay, this is not just a random thing that was looked up. No, I did some deep research and found a website, and it was just all about it, like literally dedicated to Freemasonic meanings of depictions that I pretty much do research on. All right, and this was a pretty deep one, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, that black cube represents Saturn, the cube of Saturn. All right, and that white represents the light purity, spiritual enlightenment. Okay, now we're going to be looking at another portion of this breakdown, and then we're going to be getting up out of here. All right, now make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. It is very important because we are heavily shadow banned over here. All right, now furthermore, the checkered floor is representative of Earth, the material world, and contrasts the ceiling, which is made to represent the heavens and the spiritual realm. The covering of the lodge is shown in sharp contrast to its black and white flooring and is described as a celestial canopy of diverse colors, even the heavens. Okay, like I said, this was a pretty deep breakdown, and it has to do specifically with Freemasons and the Brotherhood. This is how they look at it. Now, to be honest with you, even though it's deep, right? It could be deep to your, newcomer here, but like I say, this is surface level, because when you think about it, it has to do with evil. Okay, they do not worship the God up in heaven. They worship Lucifer, Satan. All right, the light bringer or the light bearer. And when you look up who that is, okay, that is Lucifer. Now we're going to be getting into these Gematria calculations. Then we're going to be getting up out of here, man. You know what I'm talking about? Now, if you don't know what Gematria is, it is the coding of letters into the numerical value. Judeo-Christians and Hebrews have been using this since forever. Now, let's go ahead and break this down as far as how that fight went, okay? Now, the fight lasted 6 rounds, and everybody was surprised that Jake Paul lasted 6 rounds with a ex-former heavyweight champion. All right, so it's not a coincidence that 6 rounds and Jake Paul both have 77. 6 rounds has 77 in reverse, and Jake Paul has 77 in the ordinal. Now, the ordinal is the English language going forward. All right. And reverse is the English language going in reverse. All right. Now, win by knockout in the Chaldean cipher and Anthony Joshua in the same Chaldean cipher both have 51. What did he win by? A 6th round knockout. Come on, man. What do you mean? Are you kidding me? Now, I don't like to bet. I'm not a betting type of guy. I don't buy scratch offs. I don't go to the casino or nothing like that. And the thing is, I just don't like to go there just to waste my money. You hear me? I like making money, not losing it. You know what I'm talking about? So I wouldn't be coming to this platform to try to look at things as far as, oh, let's see if he's going to do a breakdown before an event happens, because it ain't going to happen. You know what I'm talking about? I usually like to do it after, just to see like, oh, okay, it does add up. It does make sense, because that's what they do. They have to make it go by the script. And a lot of times, some of these people that do work with Gematria, they don't be right all the time. I've seen a couple of people do a breakdown on the top G of Andrew Tate fighting somebody, and they said he was going to win, and he got his ass whooped. All right, so don't come over here thinking that I'm gonna be right all the time. All right, but on this one, it seems very clear what was going on. Now, Won the Fight and Anthony Joshua both have 63. Won the Fight has 63 in the pure cipher, which is reduction, and Anthony Joshua has 63 in the reverse reduction. All right. And that's going to be doing it for today's video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Please make sure that y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. If we can get just a little bit better at leaving some comments on the videos, man, I think that's the only thing that this channel is lacking, is comments underneath the video, man. And I think this will help out tremendously. Now, with that being said, y'all know what to do until next time, man. It's your boy Black Mirrors coming at you with another installment. Y'all stay humble, y'all stay hungry, and I'm out.